Yum.
All right, we're back, guys. We're back live. Sorry, we had to
There's a whipped
restart the
cream.
call.
Yeah, everything's frozen for me now.
Might just take a second to catch up.
Oh,
Where did we leave off at? I think we were gonna.
everybody's
A
going.
roll.
Roll to see if Mankare was gonna win.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we were gonna
Yeah.
roll a persuade. I knew there was something important.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I have persuade as a skill twice, so that bumps me from 0 to a 1. And then is it charisma?
Yeah, definitely charisma.
So then 1d6 plus 2.
2d6 plus 2.
So 2d6 plus 2.
Yep, you got a good chance of doing this.
2d6 plus 2. Okay, now I've been rolling sucky, so I need everybody's good vibes. Here we go. Go! 6.
Okay, so it's
Exactly
not
half.
quite good enough, but I'll give you something partial.
It's exactly half.
Okay. Yeah, so she kind of smooths her like skirt out and then does like some sort of strange duck walk before sitting down on a nearby stump. And she's like, I will stay if you talk to Keb about making me leader of this unit. I will be in charge, as I am the hero of Amavo.
Deal.
Okay. I can wait here while the goat herders gather.
I have to go roll for that, don't I? Damn it.
Well,
Maybe,
here's the
maybe
Come
thing.
not.
on.
Here's the
2d6
thing. She
plus
said
2.
talk. Be successful is two different things.
We'll have to talk. I'm going to also try to be successful.
So,
Maybe it helps that the guy is my dad.
yeah, so Sasahi and her sit down and begin playing like a version of backgammon. And she's just like, we are going to get a lot of games in while we wait for these sheep herders, huh? And he's just like, you know I'm a fisherman, right?
And she kind of rolls her eyes like,
Yeah. So where are you catching Keb to talk to him about making her the leader?
Definitely. Oh, you know what? Let's see. Keb likes to be talked about business. Where? At his business place. Yeah.
Okay. So where is that?
On the toilet. In his, sorry.
you just walk in, it's like, hey.
Wherever he's got his
Yeah,
cell phone
okay.
at, he just pulls out his smartphone. He's just okay, Google.
Yes. I would. You know what I would do first?
What
I
you
would
do?
talk to the soldiers who might go on this trip. People that I
So
know
there
that
there
he
aren't really soldiers per se. They're gonna send.
Perfect.
Yeah, they're gonna send like unattached young men who have
Perfect.
basic spear training.
Have I seen? Do I know some of these faces?
Yeah,
So I can have an
there
idea,
were.
maybe.
Most of them
Who
were
the-
sent out to ride, but there's probably 2 of them still in the village that know you quite
Yeah.
well.
I would mention to them about. Hey, you do Menkare. Is she here? Can I point to her?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And are they here or are they somewhere else? Like if I go to
you
this
wanna,
dude.
if you tell me how you want to set things up, because it happens
Okay.
however you want.
Yeah, so I would essentially want to tell these dudes, like, I'm pretty sure you're gonna be asked to go on an amazing quest. And that lady over there, I think you're gonna want her on your team. Trust me when I say this. My father sent me on a mission to go talk to her father. She's the real deal.
So,
Are you sending what's her face out with a bunch of
the
dudes?
two of them look at each other and they're just
Then I
like,
gotta talk to Kip.
yeah, like as you're leaving, they're talking to each other, and one turns to the other and is like, "Did you hear that? Keb approves of us courting this young woman while we're on the mission." And the other one's like, "I'm pretty sure that's not what Ebi said, but maybe that's what she meant." Keb and her always speak in strange riddles in circular ways, and the first one's like, "Just go with it, dude. Just go with it." And I get first goats on her, and he's like, "You mean?"
Goats.
Because I don't know where dibs came from, but I'm assuming they don't have
That's it,
dibs.
first goats. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do mention that if they, when Kev asks them to go on this thing, they should definitely.
Oh yeah, they're
Point out
both
about
like,
Minkara.
to spend more time with her, I would go on many missions.
Universal goats.
Universal goats.
Yeah,
See
I
me
know they're
like
good.
I don't know what's going on as I walk
I know
by.
they're good. Yeah. And then I go talk to Kev.
So yeah, these two young men are just like punching each other now, and one of them's like, "You go over and talk to her," and he's second one's just like, "You go over and talk to her. You're the one who called goats." He's like, I need a what would you call a wingman, right? Like what?
Oh,
I need
Birdman.
I need a giraffe
heard?
bro.
That would be like a,
I heard.
I need a herd brother. Yeah, he's just like, I
Herd
need a
brother,
herd
there you
brother.
go.
Come with me.
Herd brother.
Birdman, I like that one. I'm gonna
You're
use
my
that
goat
tomorrow
bro.
at work. I'll be like, "Hey,
Goat bro.
pharmacist, you're my herd brother. What the
Yeah.
hell are you talking about, Dominic? Herd brother? Did you know that?
Yeah,
Gonna be a thing.
I also like sheepdog, but I don't
sheepdog,
Sheepdog. I like that one too.
herd brother. I really like this one. Herd bro.
think herd
Herd
bro.
bro.
All
Herd bro
right.
this.
So Abelia, you're meeting with Keb now.
Yeah, I wanna, again, give him some good feedback and a great reference and a great recommendation. I will try to. I know he's gonna make up his own mind, and I've pushed him a lot, so I will just leave it at that, and hope that the two guys do the rest of the work.
So, yeah, when you leave your recommendation that she lead it, he's like, "Okay, I trust your judgment."
And I just don't even say a word because I'm gonna put my foot in my mouth. So I just thank you, and I just go. I'm not saying a thing. And then I go back to Menkare and I say, John.
She's
Okay.
she's looking at these guys who are just staring at her while like getting in a fight with each other, and she's just like, "What exactly is it that you've done?"
So they may
Got what you
have
wanted.
misunderstood a bit about what I meant, and I think they're going to try to marry you
Oh, that's okay.
with goats. I would imagine you've probably been through this before, and they're nice boys, but definitely don't be afraid of putting them in their place.
Slight
see me-
camera
you
shift
see me-
angle to like 20 feet back. I'm just like doing like flexes. and stuff.
Kareem.
Yeah.
So Sasahi just snorts, and he's like, "I've been through this with my sons. They are getting old enough to notice boys. I will keep them in line for you." And Makari's like, "I could fight my own battles, old man.
Ooh.
But sure, if you want to, yeah.
You see me next
I'll
to
be a little busy leading."
You see me like next to Karim trying to flex too, because I'm trying to like copy what he's doing. Like this is how. Yeah. That's
Yes,
how you
that-
go.
suck, suck in the belly just a little bit more. Yes, there we
And I
go.
go to Naomi and I
perfect.
said, really, this can't be what dudes do.
This is definitely what dudes do. Naomi's word for guys is dudes. I made it up.
Dude,
Of course.
this can't be what
Makes
herd
sense.
bros do. Herd bro life.
Goat
Bros for
bros?
life.
Goat bro
You guys,
life.
you guys look over. We're like smelling a turd and going like, "Oh yeah, it smells really bad."
Like,
You see me
Yeah.
smell it too,
Yeah,
like
check it
oh
out.
god,
Oh yeah,
why?
see, so bad.
what are you doing?
How old was Kareem again?
What has happened?
He's like 20, 21.
Yeah, okay.
You see me like slightly disgusted after
And he
trying
has
to
a
smell it, and I'm like,
14-year-old
no,
Dude, he's a
admirer.
14-year-old.
I don't get this. And I'm like killed over. Like this is so bad. I do want to.
And Hiwata.
Kareem senpai.
Yeah, and then maybe he starts drinking water, and I like tap his like water thing so it splashes on him, and then he splashes me, and then we like run around having a water fight.
Yes. No bonding, man.
This is the best.
This is like the kids who were kids at the church, our church do like random crap.
Yeah,
See,
we're gonna start sword fighting with sticks pretty soon.
7.
Do we have to fight with real swords?
I'd have to
Do
go
we
and
have
go,
real people to kill?
We're just
And
making like
these are
laser
the-
sounds and pointing sticks at each other.
these are the men we're gonna fight Eternals with?
No, no, these are the men we were going to leave the Eternals to chew on while we murder the Eternals.
We can do this. We all
Yeah.
have our own special purpose.
Yeah.
Bait and switch.
You just
Bait
keep
and
seeing
switch.
different stuff in the background. Like now we're just chasing a goat again and like
Yeah.
laughing.
Back to goats.
Well, Goffu never got to do stuff like this, so Gofu's like enjoying this so much because it's always prim and proper. So it's like
This has
I
been
get to
Yeah,
have
we're
fun.
like having
What-
dirty boy fun.
What do we need? What is an Eternal? What do we need? How do you actually handle an Eternal? I don't.
Do you
I
want to
didn't
talk
didn't
about that?
read the history because I didn't think this was going to be a thing, and now it's
Yeah,
become a
maybe we've,
thing,
like,
and now I actually have
We
to
catch the
read.
goat and then we like sit down.
Okay, story
Of course, I'm
time
in
with
record time. Good job.
Like that's I don't know this.
Do you
I
want to
know
make
a lot
like
of
a culture eternal roll there, Gofu?
Can I do the?
You
what's
could go. You could go to somebody in the village who might know about it.
Oh, there's a thing for Eternal is occult. That's usually under Eternal.
Sure. Yeah, you can make an occult roll.
Is that intelligence?
Yeah, because you're recalling something you know.
Okay.
Man, this zebra is
Oh,
not.
what curse you died, Tony?
Yeah, that
don't
was
know
a
why
terrible roll.
You didn't roll the right thing anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, curse you died, 20. Why do you keep switching back to that? I'm not using you. There we go, 10.
Okay. Yeah, you know that Eternals are mostly men and women who are trapped in a half-dreaming state, unaware of what surrounds them for the most part. They continue the actions that they did during life until a higher-ranked Eternal, such as a noble or a lord, comes by and forces their will upon them. And that's how you get, like, eternal armies, is a noble who in life led armies would then gather a bunch of Eternals and lead them on a pack hunt. It's not really clear how they're controlled, but what is known is that only one Eternal can control another. Gangas who attempt to take control of Eternals have
Don't
very
live
poor
long.
results.
You can only use certain weapons against them, right?
Yeah, Eternals will eventually desiccate without nourishment that is human flesh and blood. So if they don't get a regular supply of them, they can't heal their wounds, and they'll become just like husks.
So you're telling me that the Spears of the Dawn is actually just a big charade in order to get all the misfits and send them into the Silent Lands to feed the armies of undead hordes?
So, I mean, again, they can't die. They'll just become like super crippled.
Okay.
And they need to be killed because,
Their soul won't
eventually
pass
they'll
on.
wake up and they're just like, oh, well, guess I need to feed now. And so they build like houses in the middle of Meru under the ground and just go to sleep there, and then wake up after 5 years and they're just like, oh, look, a village set up nearby. Guess it's time to eat some tasty children. I feel a lot better now. Time to go back to
Children.
sleep.
Yeah, pretty much. You have to use certain weapons against yada yada yada. There's different ranks. They have a special language. I can speak that language.
And we can kill them with our stuff.
Yeah.
Well, you have to use
Shoot.
certain. Okay, let me see. You can't use. I think you can't use bows for them. You have to use usually
Fire?
fireworks almost.
Where are you
Axes?
getting this thing that you can't use bows on them?
Well, it's in the
Eternals
weapon
always
thing.
take minimum damage from piercing weapons.
No, it's
With
also
the
on the
bow.
weapon. It's like weapon marked with the aspect inflict piercing damage, which is less than useful against undead flesh of Eternals.
Yep, they take minimum damage, so it's always as if you roll a 1 on your damage.
Wait, is that with blades too?
Most blades are slashing rather than
Okay.
piercing.
Oh,
Yeah.
right, okay.
So yeah, like I can't use my daggers against them unless I magic them.
Yeah,
Yes.
so I'd have to use my blade.
I can use my axe.
Yeah, you can use axe.
I
See?
have a blade.
Not such a bad idea now, is it?
have a
So,
short sword.
is the plan to meet up with Spear and Stomach? Because, I mean, he's going into the Eternal Lands.
Meet up is a nice word for that.
Yeah. Well, I think we will go join his merry band of folk,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm. And if they just happen to go missing, I mean,
Things
better for
happen.
us. Yeah. Eternals get
Yeah.
hungry.
So I suggest I'm like this man is calling out to spears to come join him. We need only to find a group and join.
Okay. So, assuming I'm gonna just lay it out. You told me if you want to do something different. It takes 2 weeks to travel, uh, at your pace, which is not unencumbered, and you have to stop to eat every day because you still have no money or rations. It'll take 2 weeks, and at that point, you will arrive on the eastern Maryland border where some of the war camps are gathering.
Yeah. Can I request something from the village?
Yeah,
You
we
can
should.
request something. They might or might not give it to you.
If it's
Ask-
goat
can-
cheese, the answer is probably just yes.
Can I have a cloak to keep my young body warm at night?
Yeah, they're not going to give you a cloak. It's pretty expensive.
Look, we can just cut open tauntauns along the
Aw.
way if you get cold.
Oh wait, can I do a survival check to make a cloak?
Yeah, I have
No.
survival as well.
You would need craft to make a cloak.
Uh,
You could kill an animal and wear it, but you'd literally be wearing its unleathered, untanned skin.
you see me like, I need
So he's
something to
Tom
wear.
Green, and he has a deer.
We need money. Wow, we so poor. I thought we were supposed to have the lifestyle.
You have no money because you haven't done any jobs.
Okay, is there a
Yeah,
job
we're
here?
complete
I have
bums.
money.
You
I
have
still
money. I'm so
I still have 50
poor.
silver.
Why did I have to
Yeah.
lose my backpack running away? I mean, joining the spears.
I don't even know what my job is. I need a job.
They
Do
took
you
our
have like a
Jews.
trade or a craft
Yeah.
skill?
I got clerk.
I thought we established that your job was like mediator.
That was it. We did
Yep.
last week. That was just
Yeah.
last week. That's right.
You're
it was
like
like
a
negotiator,
negotiator.
mediator. Yeah.
And I take notes.
I bless people for donations.
Can we
This
do
is
some healing?
this is not the country to be doing that in. They follow
Yeah.
the sun way here, spiritist.
I can fake it like the best
Excellent.
I'll praise the sun.
of them.
Uh,
So if you have no arguments, you'll arrive after the 2 weeks. If there's anything you'd like to do, just tell me.
no.
No.
And I have trade 0, but I think that's probably in goat herding.
Okay, yeah.
Sure.
Your family has a strong goat herding tradition. Pick something up along the way.
It's H&R Goat.
So, Karim, as you arrive at the outskirts of this Merowin village, you immediately spot Spears and Stomach, and he spots you. Now, Spears and Stomach is the name he took when he joined the Spears of the Dawn. What is his actual name?
His real name is Salt.
Salt? Okay. Yeah, he sees you, and he, like, hops down from a platform where he's like, watching a dozen men like preparing breakfast and it's like war camp work, like getting tents set up, and 2 guys are training, but they're not training like Karim and Goffu. They're training like with war staffs, and they're like actually beating the hell out of each other. TL, I think we just lost your camera. I don't know if that was intentional or not.
Loose teal altogether.
Yeah, we might have. I think we did.
No. She's our negotiator. Well, secondary negotiator.
Okay. He calls out Spears and Stomach, aka Salt. Calls out and he's like, Swift! Son of Swift. Come here.
Yeah, and I like look to my my friends and then like glance off to the side, and then I walk over.
So he approaches you, and all of the men in the camp like stand up and start picking up their weapons and forming like a half circle. And he comes up to you and is like very privately, he's like, you have 2 choices now. In the first choice, You turn around and you walk away and we never see each other again. In the second choice, we are going to go into a nearby building. We're going to talk privately. I'm going to tell you how your father died. Then I'm going to renounce my spear's oath, and you're going to kill me.
What an option.
Yeah, I just say, bring me to the building.
So he's just like, if we do this, you have to promise that you will kill me.
I'll kill you.
We're all
I
to
just,
decide.
I just not. I mean, you guys could have followed if you wanted. I just like, kind of.
We kind of like walk up and got
He's,
that look
if you followed, he's not talking loud enough for you to hear. Like, he is whispering to
Yeah,
Karim
okay.
only.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just look like directly into his eyes and like nod one time.
Okay. Yeah, he's just like, snaps to some of his men. He's like, set up the hut. And they set up like a smokehouse real quick with, because it's a smokehouse, it has to close on all the sides. So, they take like 2 minutes setting up a smokehouse and then like lighting a fire inside of it. And he's just goes inside and is like, when you are ready, son of Swift.
So yeah, I go inside. It's just a barren floor.
Yeah. So it looks a lot like, I would imagine, like a teepee with a fire in the center and like racks to hang meats from overhead. And he's like sitting on the barren floor, which is like some dusty orange red sand.
Okay, I pull out my sword and I sit cross-legged across from him with the blade across my lap.
Okay. Yeah, he nods his head and he's like, what do you know about your father before he died?
I just say, my father was an honorable man and a kind one.
Yes.
His love was for his family, his Marowan brothers, and all of those he cared for.
Yes.
And you took from all of them this wonderful man.
No.
I pick up my sword and smash the hilt on the ground.
He's, stop acting like a child, Karim.
Ooh.
So you are a murderer and a liar. Why have you brought me here?
I am both and neither. Why do you think I killed your father?
And I kind of like look down at my lap and look back up, and I say, I do not pry into my father's business. I do not imagine it was something he shared.
Why do you think I killed your father?
Because he was an eternal.
Why do I believe it's him is what he's asking?
He has not told you any interpretation. And there are multiple ways you can interpret that question.
Yeah. I'd just say, it is known. You cannot hide from this. All know that you took the oath right after he was slain.
Good. Good. All should know. And he breathes very deeply and kind of like lets it all out in a puff, and he says, Karim, your father was a very sick man, but he hid it well. And he asked me before he died for an honorable death so that no one would know he was sick. Because it happens to men in your family. Your grandfather had it. Your
I stand up.
grandfather before him. Your father before him.
I point my blade at his chest. And I say, you start speaking clearly now. There's nothing wrong with my father ever said to me.
Your father did not want you to know because he foolishly believed that it would be bred out of your line.
I like look down to like my hand and like back at him.
When you see an arrow's path, you do not assume that it suddenly veers in a different direction. Suddenly, for no reason. Your entire male line, going back many generations, have all suffered from a wasting disease. And while your family has hid it well recently, and many have forgotten of it, your family and my family have been very close. And when your father asked me to end his pain, I did it. Proudly. Killing a brother. Knowing my whole life would change, I would need to take up the spear. And now I go marching to my death. I will not come back from this campaign. But since we have walked in here, I know that as soon as I walk outside, you will kill me. And I knew from the instant that I killed your father, I was a dead man. And that is okay. Because your father died with much more honor than I will. Because he was an honorable man. But he was very weak and very sick. And very, very tired.
I like drop the sword and drop to my knees. And I just kind of like grab his clothes. And I'm like, this is what you do to a man who's ill. This is what you do to a man in pain, is take him away. Why you not search for help? What's now? Now no one does anything to help him and he is gone. But the same problem remains. What? I am afflicted with this as well.
I did what your father asked of me. I hope that one day you will have a friend good enough to do what you ask of them as well.
I like stand up and like pick him up. If you
Okay,
like, lets
yeah,
me,
he'll
like, you know,
he'll go up with you. Like, you're not gonna be able to pick him up. He's a big dude. He's
yeah.
but he'll stand up when you try to struggle and pull him up.
Yeah, and then like I'm like starting to like shake a little bit and like break up, like break into like little sobs. And I just say, this is the outlook of so many Merowans. You are all fools. My father a fool. You a fool. You think not for the future, or for the children, or for the building of a nations. You are short-sighted. Go into your wasteland. Be destroyed.
No,
And I
Karim.
just like,
I will not go into the wasteland. You made me a promise. I told you,
you are
before we came
a
in
liar
here,
and a poisoner of ears.
I am a truth teller. We had an agreement. Those men outside are going to know what we talked about in here. I have spoken at length about my crime.
Can I like? Is there something I can do to like see if he is actually like trying to like trick me?
Yeah, I'm sure there's a skill for that.
I'm not sure what it would be. Like, I only have written down what I actually know.
It's.
So I
I
don't.
would say.
Perception.
I don't think there's
I
an insight. I think it's almost certainly going to be perception. But
Okay. Okay, good.
let me just look over the skills real quick before I give you any terrible advice.
Terrible advice. Things just got real. So I guess we're just on the outside the tent, like, what are they saying?
I don't
You know
know.
me?
They're in there a long time, and I don't trust him.
These guys, there's a lot of them. How many think you can kill?
All of them.
Yeah, perception
Fair.
would be what you're looking for. Typical GM, thank you for the host. Welcome, typical GMists. Typicalists? I don't know what you call your audience.
Typical this. believers.
Yeah. So your intent here is to use perception to tell if he is attempting to trick or deceive you.
Yeah.
Okay.
8.
Yeah.
I look like for it.
He's not attempting to trick or deceive you in any way. He is expecting you to fulfill the bargain you made before entering the tent.
Tough decision.
I say to him like I cannot kill another spear, as you know, and
I told you. As soon as we walk out of here, I am going to renounce my status as a spear. It is a crime punishable by death, and you will kill me for it. I told you before we came into this tent, that is what would happen.
You have to kill him.
this is foolish.
You agree to it. Before we walked in here, you
you are
were
like
all
all
too
the
happy
other-
to agree to it.
All the others holding always to their word when it's not the best to do, holding steadfast when logic is not on your side. What good are you now dead in the dirt? I need help. I'm going to be very ill. You've taken from me my father. What you now owe to me is life, not death. You shall come with me and find a way to defeat this wasting disease. And remain a spear you shall, and not spill your blood
No.
upon the dirt in front of your friends.
No.
You speak like a fool.
You
call
speak
me a
like
child.
a fool. You
But
say that I am not honorable man. You say your father is honorable. You honor your father by keeping your word.
Honor is worth little when it leaves little to the future generations.
You are the future generation.
Not if I have to hide away some terrible disease and beg later to be drug into the
That
afterlife.
is your problem for the future. That is not my problem. We had an agreement.
Negotiations have broke down.
So I
the
think
Jedi.
now Goffu,
Are we gonna have to
Naomi,
go
and
in there?
I think, yeah, Goffu, Naomi, and Abelia, you haven't been able to hear much, but now you definitely hear Spear and Stomach, like, screaming about agreements.
How many
Somebody
guys
say
are in front of the door?
So, there are none of Spear and Stomach's men are actually anywhere near there. They're about 20 paces away, arrayed in, like,
I know
a
what I want to do.
semicircle.
Can I make a leadership roll to try to change his mind about this
Interesting.
and have him like come with us?
He would have to be subordinate to you in some way.
Yeah.
Speak to his
I tell him.
honor.
I say you owe. I will not take a debt of death. I want now a debt of life, and you will come with me as
Okay.
a fellow spear, and we will work for the betterment of Maru and all of the other nations.
Alright, he's going to oppose you with his leadership.
Spirits. Dice spirits.
So we're looking for the higher check here.
Okay, so I just have 0.
And
so
his
that means I
leadership-
don't have a negative.
Oh, well then, this is not... okay. I mean, his opposition to you